welcome to All About Community. My name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest today is Ron Busby, Jr.
Hello.
Ron, welcome to All About Community. It's a pleasure to have you. I have known your father for years and years, and now I finally get an opportunity to, I guess I've met you once or twice before, but today we're going to find out a lot about what you do. We know what your father does.
Yes.
But it's more important for me to find out what it is that you do. Now, what is, let's talk first about your background. Where were you born? Where'd you grow up and all that stuff?
Born in Oakland originally.
Born in Oakland. All right, go Oakland.
So yes, I'm really happy to be back, and I got a chance to live in a few other places, Arizona, DC, New York. But in the spirit of this idea of community, I really wanted to come back to a place that didn't feel so extractive. I wanted to come to a place where I could feel like I could invest energy and time and effort. And Oakland, with the history and the sense of just authenticity, felt like the perfect place to really develop and build a life. And that's why I'm really happy to be here.
Okay, where'd you go to high school?
Yeah.
Did you go to high school here or back east?
Yeah, I went to high school back east. And so I went to high school out in the DC area and then college in New York City.
Okay, what college in New York City?
Columbia University.
Columbia University, and I understand that while at Columbia University, you pledged one of the best fraternities known to mankind. Is that right?
There is nothing better. Absolutely, yes. I was a member of an organization we both share, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We also ran track there, so got a chance to do a little bit of everything, and got a chance to have a really great and robust experience. Going to school in New York, I think, really allows you to grow up. You get a chance to see a little bit of everything. And I really loved the fact that when you walked off campus, no one cared who you were. You were just a student, you were just a community member, you were just somebody who hopefully was dedicated to participating in the larger experiment of what a city like that is all about.
And Columbia, if I recall correctly, is very close to Harlem.
It is.
First time I went, I looked down, hey, that looks like Harlem down there.
Exactly. The whole thing, and you're like, this is all Harlem. So I think that's also a really beautiful part of that fabric, the interweaving of Black history and academic and intellectual discourse that's happening all the time. And hopefully also feeling like you can really plug into something that's a little bit bigger than yourself and that connects to an intergenerational conversation.
Now, what is, you're currently involved in, I guess, a program, not a program, but venture known as ByBlack.
Yes.
ByBlack. Now explain that. Can you?
So ByBlack for us, and we spell it ByBlack because we really thought there was something important about the idea of coalition building and not just consumption. And so when we asked ourselves, what does it mean for our tools to be built by Black folks? What does it mean for our communities to be powered by Black businesses? What does it mean for our, for the companies and the communities and the consumers to be able to find products by Black businesses? We felt like there was something about the idea of not just talking about the BUI, but really in journalism and in authorship, whatever.
Now, what was your major in college?
I studied human rights and political science. So for me, I got a chance to work at all kinds of tech companies and whatnot, while I was getting a chance to kind of think about how we focused on connecting people and technology to solutions. So I got a chance to work at places like Google, but I also got a chance to work at the White House. And so what does it mean to try to have a conversation?
What did you do at the White House?
Funny enough, it's like it is the most unglamorous job, but I worked in the mailroom. And I got a chance to see exactly how every person who wanted to send a letter to the president, to Barack Obama, how they wanted to communicate with him. So I focused on all the gifts. So anything that was given to the president, it could be the prime minister, a president, it could be a Saudi prince. They would give a gift to the president. My job was to figure out what it was worth, to figure out whether or not it went to the man or the office. So in that situation, it might go to his presidential library because it's actually about, hey, we're trying to give a gift to the United States versus, hey, I know that you like to surf, Barack Obama, because you're from Hawaii. Here's a surfboard that's got an engraving with the presidential seal, et cetera. So you'd have these interesting moments. One example I'll give you is, I was an intern, and someone actually sent their Super Bowl ring to the president because they said, I had heard that Vladimir Putin had a Super Bowl ring, that someone else had given him, so I want to make sure that my president has one. So you have all these different examples of how you embody a conversation through an individual object, and what does it mean to create symbolism that I thought was really cool.
And what about Google? You say you worked at Google at some point?
Yeah, I was there, and I focused on really I was a fellow on their elections team. So during the 2016 campaign, I was managing liberal and democratic leaning campaigns from the digital side, specifically trying to help them use Google tools. So that could be YouTube, that could be Google search, that could be display ads you see all over the internet. My job was really about how do we actually help the liberal, city council person or the mayor's office have a conversation online with campaigns or with everyday voters using the huge platform that Google had. So I sat in DC and talked to campaigns and candidates across the country about how to democratize access through some of the tools that we were offering there.
Now, at some point, all of this, I assume, helped to give you the idea of ByBlack. Is that?
And I want to say, what's really important to me is recognizing it's absolutely a team effort. So, the idea of me having an idea, I don't know as much as we recognized there was an absolute need. So, having a really great foundational group of people who said, hey, we are going to try to solve a problem. And, what I talk about a lot is wanting to solve problems that shouldn't exist.
And we're going to have to go to break, unfortunately, but don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Ron Busby, Jr. of ByBlack, the founder of ByBlack. We will be right back.